What is up, DTube, Steam blockchain? Today I want to talk a little bit about online forums and do online forums have a future? And I want to explain what I mean with that. So I was inside of a Telegram thread, and Telegram, if you don't know, it's the best chat app at the moment. It's really amazing. The features they have and the experience of it, especially in group chats. And what's kind of interesting is I sort of looked at the data and the interesting information you can get on Telegram, and I was comparing it a little bit. Like, I was on Telegram and then I went to Reddit. I wanted to compare it a little bit, the value that you're getting. And what I sort of feel like is you can go to a Reddit page. For example, I went to the Bitcoin page, and maybe they had only 4,000 people online or something like that. And you sort of look at the posts and you see that it doesn't really seem to be that much activity. And I would say that Reddit is kind of like a forum. People post stuff that they find on the internet and people comment on it. And I think there was only around 4,000 people there, and Reddit is supposed to be like super big and so on, but I started to compare it a little bit, okay, and then I went into a Telegram thread, and just one thread in Telegram can have 1,000 people live, and it's way more interactive on Telegram. You get data much faster, and it seems to be more relevant, and it seems to be higher quality. And I went back to Reddit and I sort of looked at the information, and it's just worse, right? And then I started to look at it from the bigger picture and started to consider online forums. So when you now go to a lot of other online forums, a lot of them that used to be big around 2005, 2010, maybe even 2013, they seem to become a little bit less relevant now. And it seems like a Telegram thread can have so much more activity than an online forum. And as I said, it's more engaging. Like, you have a smartphone, and smartphones are so good now, 2020. And it's just easier to just hop into Telegram and go to the niche you're looking for, go to the people that you want to go and have a chat with, or find data about the niche you're in. And it seems like just more efficient to just have that. It seems like we're moving away from online forums and more towards chats, because it just seems to be making much more sense. In chats, people post a lot of interesting information, and it's like, it seems just better, right? So it feels like with the new generation, they just want the information much more efficient, much faster. They want it instantly right there in the phone. Same as we can see with the new generation, they don't like Instagram that much. They want TikTok or something like that. More interactive, more video. That's why I'm doing videos, because it's more interactive. It's more fun. It's more fun than photos. It's more fun than text. It's more real. I'm a real human. It's more exciting. People want to go instantly to the source. I think that that's the key. And even though you could say online forums goes to kind of the source, it's usually less exciting. Usually people sit on less real-time data. For example, in a Telegram thread, everything gets updated in real time, and you sort of know that, yeah, it's just sharper quality, it's just higher quality stuff. And even though some online forums still is a little bit relevant now, like people go to a website, log in, have to get an account and all these stuff, like, yeah, that's a weird thing with online forums. Like, each online forum, just because they sit on this old software that usually don't get updated that much these days, because they don't have that much incentive, because it seems like that many people want to create a new account for each online forum they're a member of. It seems like, yeah, so it's like you have that weird thing with online forums, how you have to create an account for each, yeah, website. And it just seems silly now when we can have something like Telegram. And when you have a Telegram account, you can instantly just jump into any chat and basically kind of know the same identical information as you would get on Reddit or some other online forum. And yes, you have you have amazing archives on online forums with a lot of data that may be a little bit interesting to go over a little bit. But eventually, we're probably going to have some artificial intelligence, and we can just tell the artificial intelligence, find this, say what's on that page on that online forum, and bring it to me. And maybe we can. So I've noticed, for example, with Telegram, it has all these useful bots. So, for example, you have a bot that can download Spotify Music, or you have a bot that can download YouTube videos. You have a bot that can pull API data. For example, if you want to know the price of a crypto, there's a bot for that in Telegram. And you're more and more moving towards this source. So, for example, when we can do API requests for any sort of data that we desire and that we want to have in real time, like when all these APIs gets connected. So it's a little bit complex right now, for example, because a lot of APIs, a lot of websites and stuff like that, it's like closed source. So people can't write bots super easy to it. But when all these are gonna eventually link together and everything is gonna communicate to each other, and you can write custom bots, you can hire people to write custom bots, people probably gonna gravitate more towards efficiency and that they can. So people want to know different social data. And one of the things with online forums and a bunch of different apps in a smartphone, which is kind of annoying right now, is that you have to go to a specific place just to find some basic data. But if you could just have that data instantly right in front of your face, and you can, for example, take a custom data. For example, let's say you want to know whenever someone posts something, like some user, maybe in an online forum, if you can do like an API request. So, for example, you can have, let's say in Telegram, let's say you had a bot, and it's constantly like checking if that person in that other online forum, if they're doing something, if they're writing something, this bot is gonna post it instantly in that Telegram thread that you assigned for that. And then you don't need to open up the app, you don't need to open up the website, you don't have to go to that place because you're already tracking it. This is really interesting, you know. So, for example, this idea of tracking. So people are tracking various data, they're following various sources. When you can do this at just one place, no need to open up all these apps, no need to open up all these online forums, you can just have it in one place. I think that a lot of people are going to go for that then. And I'm not really sure if there is then going to be a future for online forums in the way we know them at the moment. So at the moment, the way we know online forums is you go to a specific place, a specific website, to get this sort of data that you desire. But when you can have all this at one place, isn't that just better? That it seems like it's going to be way, way better. So it's kind of strange right now. You have a lot of. So, for example, I notice how my habits are changing. The easier access smartphones are becoming to be able to pull up data, and I can multitask. So, for example, I started to do a lot now, multitask with YouTube. So, for example, I watch a YouTube video when I'm doing other things on my phone. And just because I have an app that can do this, that can do a pop-up YouTube video, so I can always watch a YouTube video and I can do other things on my phone at the same time. It's super nice. I would love to have this with all apps. So right now on Android at least, you can't really do this super easy. So for example, you can't do every app to be like a pop-up. Usually you have to open up the full app and you have to do a lot of manual tasks, and a lot of this can just be automated. It's probably not going to be that hard eventually to automate most of these tasks, and that's going to be really interesting. I think it's going to be really, really interesting when you can really write custom automation tools, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to be able to have all data at and better bots, and just have all this information at one place. So it's very exciting now. For example, I started to see with some Ethereum smart contracts. So you can do these websites. So Ethereum smart contracts, I think it's being coded in Solidity. But what's kind of cool with that code is people can then do these websites that update that information in real time about specific things about that smart contract, and you don't have to reload the page. So this is a big, big thing. Very, very exciting thing. So with old school online forums like Reddit and other online forums, you have to reload the page all the time to get this new data. But you don't have to do that in chat apps. You don't have to do this in a lot of other things. It just keeps on updating itself. You started to see that YouTube is also doing this now with videos. So for example, if you upload a video to YouTube and you go to the browse section, the people that you're subscribed to, you don't even have to click the video, and you can probably see the video already started, and you can already see subtitles. So you can basically get all the content that you want without even have to click. You don't even have to click anymore. I think that's amazing. I think this is gonna be so amazing because it's gonna be super resource friendly also. Because many times we just want a little piece of data, or we want to get entertained with something. A smartphone or a digital device is very interactive, it's very exciting. So if we can make it very cheap and affordable to get this data and update it in real time, and remove all these clicks and swipes and reload pages, it's gonna be pretty cool, right? I think so. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm not really sure if online forums in the state that they're right now, if they do have a future, because it just seems like that it's gonna be way better just have a bot in a chat that monitors some form of data or brings some form of data that we want to us. And this eventually is probably gonna make some people eventually stop go to these online forums and places, and yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it's gonna evolve. That's what I want to talk a little bit about today. Have a great day, DTube and Steem blockchain. Bye bye.